you gave us a great fight with Benavidez. That's the question.
How would a fight with him and Benavidez play out?
I think it'll be a great fight. I think it's a pick-em fight. So that's why I don't understand. Why not fight? Fight the very best. That's it. Because he's at the elite. He's the top. You might as well fight the top. Fight the very best. Whoever they put in front of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, our main event, tomorrow night, live worldwide on DAZN. It's champion versus champion. 12 rounds scheduled for the undisputed super middleweight.
After the press event in New York, TV personality Colin McGuigan sat down with a golden boy, Oscar de la Hoya, for a wide-ranging conversation about the current state of boxing. As the discussion unfolded, McGuigan brought up Canelo Alvarez and his upcoming bout against William Skull. Despite Canelo potentially entering one of the most exciting phases of his boxing career over the next 2 years, de la Hoya expressed complete disinterest in the May 3rd matchup. The 52-year-old promoter was candid, admitting he had nothing to say about the fight. "I don't know who Skull is," he exclaimed, underscoring his lack of enthusiasm for the bout.
Different. He's gonna feel something different for sure. Believe me, this is nothing new for me, but for him, it's gonna be something different, and he's gonna feel something different.
He's already done it. He's been champion in 4 divisions. He's been undisputed. He's been at the top of the game. For him now, he's just there to collect all the money that he can. You know, he could have walked away a year or 2 ago. But why would he? If there's, say, $200, $300, $400 million on the table, he's not gonna walk away from that. Just stick around.
The Los Angeles native made it clear that he wasn't joking about his unfamiliarity with William Skull. "I do not know who Skull is, and I'm a boxing guy," de la Hoya emphasized. "I swear I'm not just saying this because it's Canelo and I don't like Canelo. I'm saying this because I genuinely do not know who Skull is." Admitting he's never seen Skull, also known as a Lindomab, in action, de la Hoya said he couldn't predict how the fight would unfold. However, he did acknowledge that Skull is Cuban, and that alone is reason for caution. "When I hear Cuban, you better be careful because he's got a lot of movement, a lot of footwork, and that gives Canelo trouble," he declared. Reflecting on Canelo's career, de la Hoya pointed out that the 34-year-old has historically struggled against fighters with strong lateral movement, citing past opponents like Erislandy Lara and Floyd Mayweather as examples. Anybody who moves like Erislandy Lara, anybody who moves like Floyd Mayweather, who goes side to side, boxing Canelo, who's on his quicksand feet, is going to beat him, de la Hoya asserted. His revelation carries weight, considering Canelo's well-documented struggles against slick, mobile opponents. While he lost convincingly to Mayweather, his bout with Lara, a Cuban technician, also exposed his vulnerabilities, resulting in a narrow split-decision win, the only one in his career in over a decade. Though de la Hoya admitted he can't confidently predict how the fight will unfold, he emphasized that Skull's Cuban background alone makes him a threat. "Just being Cuban and being a boxer gives Canelo problems," he explained, pointing to the pattern of trouble Canelo has had with fighters who rely on movement and footwork. Adding to the intrigue, William Skull is entering the ring with a fierce sense of purpose. He's highly motivated, with something to prove to the boxing world. A win against a superstar like Canelo Alvarez wouldn't just be an upset. It would catapult Skull into overnight star.
He's gonna eat me, but the only thing he's gonna eat is gonna eat this.
The decision to choose William Skull as Canelo Alvarez's next opponent appears to be a calculated move, designed to help Alvarez reclaim the undisputed crown in time for a highly anticipated fall showdown with Terence Crawford. That potential mega fight is rumored to coincide with the debut of Dana White and TKO Boxing the Sport, following their newly announced partnership with Turki Al-Sheikh in Saudi Arabia. While Canelo, now 34, still holds a place among the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters, it's rare to see one of his bouts fly so far under the radar. Even during fight week, typically, Alvarez is accustomed to headlining sold-out arenas in Las Vegas, packed with passionate Mexican and Mexican-American fans. However, his upcoming bout, set to take place 8,000 miles away in Riyadh, marks a stark contrast. Instead of a roaring crowd, he'll be fighting in front of just 6,000 spectators in a city more known for its subdued boxing atmosphere. This low-key setting underscores how unusually quiet the build-up has been for a fighter of Canelo's stature. It was hard to ignore Monday's grand arrival in Riyadh, where Canelo Alvarez stepped onto the red carpet and addressed DAZN's cameras outside the arena. Though only a small group of spectators had gathered, Alvarez remained upbeat and confident. "I feel great. I feel like I'm at home, and I've trained really well," he said. "This is something new for me, and I'm very grateful. Fighting in other countries has always been one of my dreams, and I'm enjoying every part of this experience." Alvarez emphasized the significance of the moment, pointing out how Mexican fighters have traditionally traveled abroad as underdogs. "Now I'm here as the A-side in Saudi Arabia, and that opens a door for other fighters from Mexico. I'm proud to do that for my country," he said with conviction. Responding to William Skull's pre-fight bravado, Alvarez smirked and added, "Believe me, he says he's going to eat me, but the only thing he's going to eat is this," gesturing confidently. Despite Skull's undefeated record in 23 professional bouts, the 33-year-old was virtually unknown to all but the most dedicated boxing fans as recently as a year ago. He turned pro in 2016, with 10 of his first 11 fights taking place in Argentina, before relocating to Germany, where he spent 7 years building his career. Skull's most notable wins came only recently, in 2024, when he outpointed American journeyman Sean Hemphill in an 8-rounder on the Alvarez, Jamie Munguia undercard, followed by a narrow and uninspiring decision victory over the previously unbeaten Vladimir Shishkin.
Big names, big Lloyds. What makes you think you belong in the same ring as Canelo Alvarez?
So, primero que todo, William, bienvenido a Saudi Arabia. Un placer tenerte por acá. Y nada, competimos este sábado en la noche con Canelo Alvarez, que es un superstar. ¿Qué te hace sentir y saber que mereces estar en el ring? La verdad que no.
People can say whatever they want. This is a fight, and I've done everything to make this a great night on Saturday, William Skull declared during Wednesday's open workout. Brimming with confidence, he added, "I've been ready for this moment. It took me a while to get invited to the party, but I assure you I will be taking home those belts." Throughout fight week, Skull has said all the right things, projecting belief in his ability to pull off a major upset. However, it's difficult for many to envision him having real success against a future Hall of Famer like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's resume speaks for itself. His only 2 career losses have come against all-time greats, the elusive Floyd Mayweather and the technically brilliant Dmitry Bivol. For Skull, the challenge ahead isn't just about taking on a champion. It's about facing a living legend who has built a legacy by overcoming fighters far more experienced and accomplished than himself.
Boxing, but for nothing. It's another challenge. It's another fight. You know. So I haven't had the opportunity like another fighter. It's something new. Nobody knows what happened. He's another man like me. So ready to enjoy this opportunity and to have a great fight with Canelo on my train.
A quick glance at the betting odds tells the story. William Skull is listed as much as a 15-1 underdog against a heavily favored Canelo Alvarez, who sits at minus 5,000. These numbers make it clear that expectations for Skull are minimal, despite the historic opportunity he faces. A win would not only shock the boxing world, it would make him just the second undisputed champion at 168 pounds in the 4-belt era. One of the reasons Skull has spent the past 3 years taking on lower-profile 6 and 8-round fights is because he was carefully protecting his position. He held the IBF's #1 contender spot for a remarkable 27 months and was unwilling to jeopardize his mandatory title shot. It was a patient, calculated strategy, one that has now brought him to the biggest moment of his career.
I have been getting ready for many years to show to the world who is really in school, and the time has arrived. I know this negative comment, it will actually bother me or anything, because actually it's not what happened over there. It was a completely different history, but you know how is the media.
I have the utmost respect for Canelo, but I'm here for one reason, and that's to win, William Skull declared during Monday's grand arrival in Riyadh, "That's it. I'm going to eat him. I'm focused on what I have to do. I'm very excited because I'm here to shut some mouths and do exactly what I need to do on Saturday." His words reflect both confidence and determination, but stylistically, many believe Skull may be tailor-made for a fighter like Canelo. Standing just under 6 feet tall, Skull, who currently holds the IBF title, tend to raise his guard high whenever he's under attack. While this is a fundamentally sound approach, it may play right into Canelo's hands. Known for his devastating body shots and pinpoint accuracy, Alvarez is likely to find openings on Skull's lean frame. With his elite timing and punishing power, Canelo will have ample chances to break through Skull's high guard, especially to the body, an area where he has finished many of his opponents in the past.